Hey guys, Heavy on 45 here. Well, it's the start of February 1st to be exact, and I decided that I'm going to talk about something that basically gets our mind off of situations we have going on right now. People are being homeless, jobless, all this other ish that's going on. And I figured, hey, let's talk about other worlds and what other worlds we would like to go to. Let's talk about going to VR worlds in anime. So, in my opinion, there's a lot of different anime worlds that it's cool to be in, but it's interesting to be in a couple of specific ones in my mind. And so these to me are like the best worlds to be in if you were, let's say, anybody for the most part. Um, because there is one that I would have said, like, I like the world of Accelerated World. But Accelerated World isn't for everybody. It's only for kids. So once you reach like my age, you can't go there. You don't even remember going there. Like, so it's like, how do you forget everything about something that you did for your entire like 5 years? So what is it like for 5 years? Like, yeah, I went to school. I was a perfect A student. What'd you do after school? I don't know. I don't know what I did. That's so weird. Um, But yeah, there's a lot of different animes that have the idea of there being a virtual world that you can put on your uh, put on your headset, and your minds are starts working. And one day maybe we'll have the same technology, but right now it's just a pipe dream, kind of like what happened with Star Trek. Star Trek, the idea of Star Trek and what happened in like Back to the Future and stuff like that start up the ideas of or had people like, oh, that's a great idea, and they started trying to work on it. Like, um, I want to say the communicators in Star Trek is one of the reasons we have a cell phone. I could be wrong, but some technology that you see in science fiction movies kind of bring ideas to actual creators. Like, can we make that? Yes, we can. Like Bob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Um. So yeah. So starting off with, why don't we start off with the one that everyone knows as the anime dealing with you going to another world, and that is Sword Art Online. Sure, people don't like being in Sword Art Online, especially if you're in the first season. No one wants to be in the first season of Sword Art Online because you're stuck there, and if you die, you're dead. Um, I've said on a couple occasions and to my friends, and I'll say it here. I wouldn't mind have been there on my first year. Like, I mean, on the during the first year of uh accelerated. I mean, not accelerated. Sort of online. Being stuck in a virtual reality sounds like fun. Yes, it's dangerous. I'm not good at games. Don't think that I'm just like, yeah, I can beat. I'll be a beater. I'll be cheating and beating at the same. No, no, I'm not good again. But I like fantasy. Uh, I think of myself a lot of times as a dwarf. So I would have loved to be in there with an axe swinging around. And if I would have died, it's no worse than real life in my mind. I died in there, I died in real life, and at least I would have died enjoying something, you know, instead of being the. And I guess that's the thing about it. When you're talking about going to a VR world, you're escaping the doldrums of your ordinary life. With Sword Art Online, even if you go into the first, second, third year of the show going on, if you get stuck in the world during the first, you're away from the mundane world that you came from. You get to have a another life, another you get to get another chance in your life. I know back when people were trying to go from junior high to high school, they were like, "Hey, you know, you're not the same person." Or even when you go to college, like, "Hey, no one knows you in college. You can be whoever the hell you want to be." I heard that a lot of times because I'm a little bit of an introvert, so I'm very shy. So when I went to school, everybody's like, "Yeah, you can be whoever you want to. You don't have to be this shy. You gotta grow out of this shy." But this is me. So please accept me for who I am. But sort of online, I can be somebody else. Yes, I have my same face, but I could have been the baddest axemen in there, just like slinging them axes. Um, I'm I'm not gonna say I've been going after big bosses all the time, but I probably would try. Like I would probably been one of the people that's trying to be saving everybody else. I'm back up on everything. Um, I don't know. I don't think I would have been around Kirito. Not because um of anything special. I just feel like I would have tried to be around people that I knew, and I'm sure that everybody I know wouldn't have been in sort of online because they're like, Henderson, you shouldn't have got that game because I'm on. Okay, the fact is, let me put it this way: I want to get the Xbox Series X right now. I really do, but my friend's like, hey, you should probably wait till they get all the bugs out there. I ain't heard about any bugs that sort of that the Xbox Series X has. But that's what everybody had. Like, hey, you should probably wait till they get the bugs out of it and all this stuff. Because, you got stuff that, like, they probably hyping up this game a lot. So you're talking about this game is hyped up by everybody. Everybody telling you how great it is. You need to play it. You need to play. Everybody's hyped up about the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And all of a sudden you get stuck and you're stuck in. So, yeah, I think some of my friends probably wouldn't have been there, but I probably tried to find me a group of people who would have, like, I could have worked with somehow. I don't know, cause I feel like there had to be some other black people. That out of the whole show, you only had like one black person there. I'm like, I'm gonna follow the black people. Like, if the black people are like, hey man, we just don't sit up here and drink. I might do that for a while. I might like go adventuring every once in a while. See, like, okay, that I ain't going for the big bosses. Probably starting. I might go for like the medium boss. I'm like, okay, I've heard about this one. This one's kind of difficult. Oh, they're going. Hey, can I go with y'all? Cool. Um. So, AKA, yes, I would have went ahead and went to Sword Art Online during the first when they first started the program and would have been stuck in there for a year, which also that might have been a problem because either you would have found me dead or sort of online. Because, okay, let me go through this real quick. With the issues that we're having right now with COVID, I would find it very amazing if the US government would take care of me while I'm strapped into a machine for a year. But because I don't have no do not resuscitate. They better wake my tail up. Find some way to keep me on life support. But the bill you got to pay off that was crazy. But the next anime that I have that I think is a good vacation place for people who want. I mean, good VR world. It depends on if you want to spend a vacation there. Is Infinite Gunter Dream. One where I don't have to get trapped into the world to have fun. Infinite Dungeon. Time is a lot faster there. If let's say if I did die in there and I'm out for 24 hours. Well, 24 hours equals 3 days in the game. So, time is a little bit faster. So I'm doing stuff faster than what I'll be doing in regular time. So in let's say 1 hour worth of me being in the game, I've been playing for 3 hours, which that is a good ratio. You know how much game you can get through in 3 hours? Like, shoot, most people playing games, they have to try and figure out if they're going to have to stop the game so they can go to bed. No, literally, you can play this game for probably about the same amount of time you normal. Like, yeah, I'm about to do 8 hours of gameplay. 8 hours of gameplay, you barely broke 3 hours in real time. You know, that would be awesome. But, that's the thing. Infinite Dungeon also, you can be whatever the heck you want to be. Like, it Infinite Dungeon kind of is a game that you start off with something, and basically your emotions, your decisions, and everything like that upgrades your abilities to where you're basically modifying who you are and what you are in the game as you keep progressing. Like, choices you make it to where other skills are being made. And I guess you could say the same about Sword Art Online. But Infinite Dungeon also has infinite possibility. Like, you probably could match with somebody else's skill, but your skill is just a little bit different than theirs. And watching Ray Starling that's in this, and his like progression through the game of constantly getting new and new stuff, I'm like, man, it's easy to get new things in this game. So yeah, I would probably like to be in the Infinite Dungeon world. Um, Another world I wouldn't mind being in is, and this don't be weird to say, Overlord. Yes, I want to be in the world of Overlord, and uh, not because I want to be a part of Nazarick. I'm not a bit Nazarick. Like I said, dwarf. I will play dwarf in all these, which technically is not a non-human race. It's a humanoid race, but it's not a non-human race. And I think some of the people you've seen in the show, like one of the guys who went in when they were trying to attack Nazari, was a dwarf, but he was trying to fake it. I wouldn't have. I want to say I wouldn't have attacked Nazari, but in the beginning, it was a VR world that he was in. And so I think it would have been cool to like all this abilities that you've built this character to be so strong. And with other people you might have had difficulties in the regular world. But I mean, like in the VR world when you're playing against real people. But now all of a sudden you become a god. Like, I'm not saying that I would have been the level of not Ainz or Mongol, whichever one you want to say, but I think I would have like advanced a lot as a character. You know, like I've told y'all about my character Javo in Pathfinder. Imagine if I was able to play him and level him up and continue to play him, and then all of a sudden I got moved over uh to Ironcrad. I feel like that's what it's called. Uh, Moved into the same world that Irons will move to. Now we're both VR characters, and I'm on another side of the world. Who knows what happened? Why I'm suddenly here? But all of a sudden I hear about this great person, Irons and Go. And let's face it, a army like his is probably well known, like in real world. So I probably would have heard about the Great Tomb of Nazarick a couple times. Like, man, because you have to think about before all this stuff happened, his people had to been heard of by other people on that same server, and maybe other servers were like, man, because even today you have people like Twitter, 4chan, Red, Reddit. Somebody's gonna talk about them, and I probably would have heard something about them. That's why I'm like, yeah, I would have liked to be in the world of Overlord back when it was just. But when they started coming to life, that still would have been interesting. Another world I probably would have liked to been in, or VR world that I think is good, is Maple's world. I don't know what they call the game that Maple's playing, but the world that Maple's in is awesome to me. Maple's world is, it's not infinite dungeon, but your ability to do stuff is not limited, looks like. Because if you look at Maple constantly, she doesn't really try to do anything. She kind of falls into getting these abilities. And she keeps improving over and over and over. Um, and that's the thing about her. She's not trying to do this stuff. So I think me being there, I probably wouldn't fall into so many accidents. I probably be a little bit more calculating, and I'm probably not going to put all my points into defense. But a good amount of points are probably gonna go to either defense and health. Uh, that's probably where my 2 points are going to. Defense and health. Strength is strength is good, but being a good shield probably be good too. I'm I like playing tanky characters that take damage while other people attack. Um, which means that I probably would be somewhat like her, but not exactly the same when it comes to character. Because, like I said, my character likes to use an axe, not a shield. So I probably would have been another race. I mean, not another race, another class using the axe, but with a higher defense than what I probably should have um, starting off, but not putting all my points into defense. I probably playing Pathfinder and stuff like I've I probably like everybody else trying to have a nice uh, blend, but with me playing dwarfs all the time, I've found the I found the wonders of having a high uh, HP. So if your hit points are high, people can hit you, but if they can't break through your defense and bring your health down, there's no point in them doing it. And that's kind of what I like about Maple. Like, even though like her shield is basically her weapon, I wouldn't want to fight Maple, but I probably do. And this is the last one, and this has nothing. All the rest of them that I've talked about deals with somewhat not extraordinary people, but people who are stuck in somewhat of a middle ages, yeah, medieval times. You have your swords, you have your shields. Instead of an infinite dungeon that actually has whatever the heck you want. Um, the last one that I have has nothing to do with it, and it is Gundam Build Divers, and that's the reason I like Gundam Build Divers and being able to go into their virtual world. It's mostly because it's I get to build my own Gundam. I can build my Gundam whichever way I want. I can get whatever box set I want of my Gundam, put it together. And I don't know if I've ever shown y'all my Gunplas that I've done off the little Gunpla battle game that they have for your phone. But I like trying to build my own Gundams, putting them together and seeing how well they work together. And I would probably use those same Gundams I have in my phone right now and play that into this game. And actually being able to drive my own Gundams that I've built would be amazing. Just being able to be in my own Gunpla that I created would like make me so happy. And being in a VR world that lets me like actually be there be great. You know, yeah, sometimes when I play it on my computer, I'll just like autopilot because it gets redundant. The character does the same things. I mean, like, it's not like I'm picking the attacks. It's like, okay, he has a sword. He's going to swing, swing, swing. Okay, now if I double tap right now, he does his power attack. Okay, cool. But, I would like to actually be able to pick his moves. Like, if he had a move set where I could like change his move set somewhat, or like I made his move some other way, that would be cool. Or even if like if I made a sniper Gundam, it actually just sat there and sniped and let the other Gundams that it was with take care of like close combat. Or even if that was the case, have its own little close combat abilities. But yeah, I would love to be in the world of Gundam Build Divers. Those are actually all the ones that I had. I only had 5. Aren't y'all proud of me? Hopefully this wasn't too long for you, because I know I've had a couple of long ones recently. Yeah, I've really had a lot of long ones, and I apologize. But that's the end of this one. You're good. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch y'all later.